Welcome back, everybody, from spring break. I hope you had a nice little vacation with your family. Today is April 16th, which is Thursday. We are going to be putting equations into y equals mx plus b today, as well as doing function tables. So let's begin. Examples. Number 1. First, you're going to be given an equation. So the first equation is x plus y equals -3. Remember step 1. Get it into y equals mx plus b. So first, let's move the x to the other side. We make it a negative because we are taking it across the equal sign. That means the x's cancel on the left. We have 1y equals, x comes first, negative x plus, minus 3. At this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put a 1 in front of your x and then box your equation. Y equals -1x plus -3, or y equals -1x minus 3. The new step is you're going to have a function table. I will always give you your numbers for the function table. For this one, we're going to use -2, 0, and +1. We have done all this. We're just putting things together. So the first one, it might help to write it out. It's going to be -1 times my x value, -2 minus 3. Then solve. -1 times -2 is +2. +2 minus 3, -1. That will be your y value. Now let's do the 0. -1 times 0 minus 3. -1 times 0, 0. Minus 3, -3. Now take the +1. -1 times x is 1 minus 3. -1 times 1, -1. -1 minus 3, -4. And you are finished. So you have 2 steps here. You have to put the equation into y equals mx plus b, and then you must create a table. The x values will be given to you by me. You find your y values. Tomorrow, the extra step on this will be graphing. So we will actually take this table and graph the values. But for today, you'll have 2 practice problems to do on your own. All you will have to do, put y into y equals mx plus b, and then do your x and y table. Remember, at any point, if you are struggling with these, you need to get a hold of me. You can email me and we can set up a face-to-face Zoom conference, or we can go through it over the phone, whatever works best. Okay, so that's the first example. We're going to do a few more examples. So let me clear my area and let's do number 2. So this is example 2. And we'll change the color for you guys. So here we go, number 2. The problem is 6x plus 2y equals -10. First step, get it into y equals mx plus b. If you're looking at this, you should know the x must move to the other side. So here we go. Subtract 6x to both sides. Now, we get rid of the x's. We have 2y equals negative 6x minus 10. You cannot have a 2 with the y, so what do you do next? It should be divide everything by 2. If you hear noise in the background, that would be my dog trying to steal my thunder here. So I apologize for the noise. All right, let's divide everything by 2. We divide by a positive 2 because remember, when you multiply and divide, don't change the sign. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3x. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. I would box your equation, y equals mx plus b, and then I'm going to give you your factor table. So here we go. I should say function table. We're going to put negative 2, 0, 1. And again, I'll give you your values. So first, we're going to do negative 2. So we're going to have negative 3 times negative 2 minus 5. Negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6 minus 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. Now let's take 0. Negative 3 times 0 minus 5. Negative 3 times 0, 0, minus 5, negative 5. Now we take the 1. Negative 3 times positive 1 minus 5. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 5, negative 8. And you're done. Tomorrow you will graph this also. Don't forget. We'll go over that tomorrow. Okay, so my function table has x negative 2, y is 1, x is 0, y is negative 5, x is 1, y is negative 8. And you're finished. All right, moving on to the next example. Let's do number 3. And we'll put this one, oh, what are we going to do for this? Let's do this blue. Okay, so number 3. Number 3 is 4x plus y equals 0. If you like, draw your line. What has to move? It has to move the 4x because you have to have y be by itself. So subtract 4x. 4x minus 4x cancels. I have 1y equals negative 4x plus 0, or just y equals negative 4x. Here's your equation. Now we do a function table. Again, I'll give you your values. Most of the time your values for x will be negative 2, 0, and 1. Pay attention though to the values that I give you because they won't always be the same. So now we're going to take and plug in these values. So we have negative 4 times negative 2. Negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. Negative 4 times x is 0. Negative 4 times 0 is 0. Then we have negative 4 times x is 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And you are finished. You have your y equals mx plus b, and you have your function table. Okay, one last problem. We'll do a fraction for you. So here we go. I'm going to get rid of this one. And let's pick, we'll do a green. So here it is, number 4. Fractions are no more difficult, so let's try this. Number 4 is 7x plus 2y equals negative 10. Let's take and get 7x to the other side. So subtract 7x to both sides. 7x minus 7x cancel. I have 2y equals negative 7x minus 10. Almost done. You cannot have a number other than positive 1 with the y, so we have to get rid of this 2. So we're going to divide everything by positive 2. When we do that, 2 divided by 2 is positive 1y. Negative 7 over 2 does not reduce, so it stays negative 7 over 2, then your x. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. So your new equation is negative 7 halves x minus 5. Now I'll give you a table. With fractions, your numbers may be a little different. I will make sure that your y values turn out to be a perfect whole number. They will not be fractions. So for this one, we're going to do negative 2, 0, and 2. So negative 7 halves times negative 2 minus 5. This is where you will need a calculator, or you can do your mental math. Negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 minus 5 gives you a value of 2, a positive 2 for your y. Again, you can use a calculator. Next one is 0. So negative 7 over 2 times 0 minus 5. So anything times 0 is 0. Minus 5 gives you a negative 5. Last, negative 7 halves times a positive 2 minus 5. Negative 7 halves times 2. Negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. Divided by 2 is negative 7. Negative 7 minus 5 gives me a y value of negative 12. And those are your values. You have x is negative 2, y is 2. Let me erase that so you don't think that's part of the answer. Okay. X is 0, y is negative 5, and then we have x is 2, y is negative 12. All right, so for your practice work for today, you're going to get 2 problems. You must put the equation into y equals mx plus b first. Then I will give you your x values of your function table, and you need to find your y values. All right, so 2 problems, 10 points for doing them. If you have any questions, please contact me, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.